Hi there, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mangs, and I just realized I should have shaved before making this video. I'm so jealous of all the guys who, when they don't shave, they get these manly beards, and I just end up looking like a hobo. It's so fucking unfair. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about my facial hair or lack of. This is actually a very important issue that has been bugging me for months, maybe even years. And I really want to hear you guys' opinion on this, because it's actually very important to the direction of the channel and what I decide to do with it moving forward. So generally, asking for advice in the comment section of your own YouTube videos is considered a bit of a pitfall and a mistake. And the reason why this is because, on average, about 5 to 10% of the people watching your videos are going to be vocal. Now what this means is that if I put out a video and it gets around 5,000 views, it's generally going to have around 300, maybe 400 comments in the comment section. And that's really good, by the way. That's considered amazing. But it still doesn't take away from the fact that 90% of the people who watch my videos are silent watchers. They're not particularly interested in leaving comments in the comment section. They're just there. They just like watching stuff and they're not interested in being vocal. And that's fine. My crowd is still a lot more active than many other big channels on YouTube, which is why my videos do so well. My channel is still relatively small. Only 30,000 subscribers, that's nothing in the world of YouTube, yet I am able to compete with channels with hundreds of thousands of subs because I go and take a look at their videos and they have like 100 comments on videos with like 100,000 views. It's ridiculous. So you guys are extremely active. I'd consider myself to have about a 10% plus response rate on my videos, which means that, you know, I have a very vocal audience, but still, 90% of the people who watch my videos, they don't say anything. So if I ask for advice and I say, hey, do you guys want this? I'm only really getting the opinions of 5 to 10% of my subscriber base. Is it smart to listen to those guys? I mean, that's a very important question to ask. So for the purposes of this video, I would really like to try and reach out to those of you who are the silent watchers, who don't usually leave comments, who are not interested in voicing your opinions, because this is a big question and I really want to hear what you guys think about it. So for the purposes of this video, I'm actually going to sit down and I'm going to dedicate a lot of time out of my day to read every single comment that gets posted on this video and even reply to any questions that I might get, any serious questions, that is. And I would really encourage you guys, the silent majority, to also leave your opinions on the subject that I'm about to talk about, because it's actually a very important and big deal, because it's gonna dictate what I decide to do with my time moving forward on this channel, at least a big part of my time. So let's get to the actual topic, shall we? I made this channel back in 2011. It was purely a hobby thing. I made videos for one guy. It was just one of my friends who wanted to watch me play Fire Emblem. I had no idea that my channel would ever grow to this size or that I would actually be doing this for a living. But going back to some of the videos that I made many years back, I mean, let's just be honest, they suck. If you go back and watch my old Fire Emblem 6 Let's Play, which was the first Let's Play I did, it's awful. It's in 15 FPS, the sound quality is awful, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, I am so inexperienced when it comes to the game, I play so slowly, I mean, they're hard to watch. They still get views for whatever fucking reason. I have no idea who would ever be able to watch a horrible Let's Play like that. I mean, I guess it has its moments, but bottom line, what I'm trying to say is, the older Let's Plays on my channel are really bad. And yet, despite that, these videos are often the first thing people notice when they see my channel. My Fire Emblem 6 Let's Play is the first thing that comes up if you search for Fire Emblem 6. Same, I think, with Fire Emblem 7, Fire Emblem 8, Fire Emblem 4, Fire Emblem 5. These Let's Plays are some of the first introductions people have to my channel because they've been up for so long and they have so many views that they are what people will find. And this bothers me. Now, I have revisited many of these games with gimmicks like pick my edits and randomized runs and all that, and that's been a lot of fun, and those Let's Plays are more up to the quality of what I'm expecting from my channel. But if you're a completely new person and you want to go check out, let's say, oh, I want to see what Fire Emblem 7 is like, you type in Fire Emblem 7, you find my channel, and what you end up finding is an old Let's Play from 2012 in 15 FPS with crappy sound quality of a idiot Norwegian guy who thinks that Marcus is a bad unit. It's kind of embarrassing to have these videos be the gateway into my channel, and for that reason alone, I kind of want to redo them. And I'm not just talking about revisiting them with funny gimmicks, like, you know, with randomizers and pick my edits. I've already done that many times, and those Let's Plays are of a much higher quality of what I'd expect from the channel, but the original one still sucks. I mean, the thumbnail looks like this, for fuck's sake. I mean, this is absolutely awful. I don't know what I was thinking, like, how the fuck did I even make something this ugly? Now, of course, I could have Mina just make new thumbnails for my old Let's Plays. It's not a particularly difficult task, but it's kind of like putting makeup on the old hooker, you know? That's what my dad used to say whenever Mom said that we should, you know, we give the old car some paint job or something. It's like, yeah, what's the point? You're just putting makeup on the old hooker, you know? You might make her look better on the outside, but she's still shit on the inside. Thanks, Dad, for making me who I am today. But, you know, it legitimately bothers me that my original Let's Players are such low quality. Not just, you know, production quality-wise. I mean, they have the production quality of 2011 compared to 2017, but the shit I say in them and the way I play them is awful. They're not good advice for anyone, and I see that these Let's Plays, these old Let's Plays from 2011, 2012, they're still getting a lot of traffic today, and that actually bothers me, because if people watch that and they go like, oh, I should listen to this guy, because this is Mangs, he knows a lot about Fire Emblem. No, you should not listen to 2011, 2012 Mangs. That guy had no fucking clue what he was talking about. Like, 2017 Mangs still sometimes don't have a clue what he's talking about, but at least he knows a little bit more than 2012 Mangs, that's for sure. So, I know what a lot of you guys might be saying right now. Mangs, there are still classic Fire Emblem games that you haven't played on the channel yet. You still haven't played Shadow Dragon, you still haven't played Mystery of the Emblem Book 1, you still haven't finished Gaiden. There are still things you can do that revolves around classic Fire Emblem that has not been done on the channel yet. And while that is true, it doesn't take away from the fact that people are mostly interested in Fire Emblem 6, Fire Emblem 7, and Fire Emblem 8, you know, aside from Awakening and Fates, which are the most popular games on YouTube right now, and obviously Echoes. But it is generally the Game Boy Advance games which people are mostly interested in, because maybe they just finished Awakening and Fates, and they're like, oh, I want to check out the older Fire Emblem games. I've heard that Fire Emblem 7 is good, so they go to YouTube and they search for that game. And when they search for that game, they don't want to look at a randomizer or pick my edits, they want to see the classic gameplay. And those classic Let's Plays on my channel are terrible, and that is really annoying. And I don't want to give you guys the impression that I'm running out of things to do on the channel. Not at all. I mean, nothing could be further away from the truth. There are not enough hours in the day for me, personally. I have so many more ideas than I have time. I sit down in front of the Camtasia and I'm like, oh god, what should I do now? I have like 10 different videos that I would like to make. I don't think I'm ever gonna wake up and go like, oh, well, I've run out of things to do. There's nothing more to do on YouTube. Like, I will, as long as I continue to do this, I will never run out of ideas. I'm a very creative person, and there's so many things that I want to do. Also things that are not associated with Fire Emblem. There are many games that I would like to play that are not Fire Emblem related. I just have my hands full with Fire Emblem. And let's be honest, this is a Fire Emblem channel. It will always be a Fire Emblem channel. I've built up this brand over many years now. I'm the Fire Emblem guy. I know that some people might not like that, but I consider this channel to be the best Fire Emblem channel on YouTube. Not the channel with the highest level of gameplay. Like I've said multiple times that I will never come close to Don and Mecha's mastery of Fire Emblem. Or there's also some really other good channels like Cheeky and stuff like that. There's so many good channels on YouTube with people that know more about Fire Emblem than me. But in terms of entertainment value, I do pride myself on being the best Fire Emblem channel on YouTube. Maybe Gast will overtake me one day. He has a lot of potential. That could very well happen. He's really, really good right now. But still, due to the fact that this is one of the most popular Fire Emblem channels on YouTube, I think that the flagship games have a right to be represented in the best way possible. So one of the things that I really would like to do, and this is something that I've actually never had the desire to do before, ever, with any Fire Emblem game, is actually to go back and do a ranked run of some of the older games. This is something that I've never attempted. I've never cared about rank in any way, shape, or form. I've just played, and I've not really minded the turn counts or anything. But the truth of the matter is that every single Fire Emblem game has a ranking system, and getting a top score is actually really tough, especially if you play on the hardest difficulty. Now, what I've done to challenge myself is that I've gone back and I've inflated enemy growth rates, and I've added like layers of difficulty, you know, to give myself a challenge, but I've never actually attempted to get a top score in rankings before. And I'm legitimately curious if I go back and I really attempt to do this, you know, with low turn counts and good playstyles and keeping everyone alive and all that. Am I actually able to, with my knowledge, to score a top ranking on some of the older Fire Emblem games? I played Fire Emblem for over 12 to 13 years at this point. I should be able to do it, but can I do it? This would be a very interesting thing to figure out, and I think it would make a Let's Play very entertaining to watch if I actually attempt to go for a ranked run, because it means I'll have to play quickly, it means I'll have to play effectively, I'll have to use strategies, I have to be very, very good at the game in order to pull something like that off. And I think that would probably be very enjoyable for you guys to watch as well, and that's something that I would like to hear your opinions on. Another big question, if I choose to go back and replay some of these older games, is whether or not you want them narrated or not, or voice acted or not. Voice acting has always been a big part of my Let's Plays. Every single one of my original Let's Plays are fully voice acted, which means that I read out the lines and I often add a little bit of a funny voice to some of the characters if I'm feeling like it. But, you know, generally I do read out all of the lines out loud. This is something that a lot of people love and a lot of people hate. It seems to be like a 50-50. Either you love it or you hate it. Some people prefer that I commentate on what's going on, like that I give my opinions on the dialogue, while some say that, you know, of course you should be voice acting, and that's how great memes are born. That's how we got the Sarah la 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 and other great things on my channel, which, you know, have become more popular than me almost, I'd say, in some cases. Some of my memes are just living their own lives these days. But yeah, I feel like that's a really big question, because, you know, I don't mind voice acting, even though it takes a lot of energy out of me. I think it's a lot of fun to do. But at the end of the day, is it still viable in 2017, or do people just want to watch me commentate on whatever's going on instead of just constantly just reading out everything that's being said? It's a big dilemma, and I'm not really sure what to do, and I would really like to hear your opinions on it. So to quickly summarize everything that I've said up until this point, I am not content with the current state of my old school Let's Plays. They're bad, they're outdated, they're no longer watchable, in my opinion, and I'm not a big fan of these videos being the gateway into my channel and being the first thing people come across when they search for new Fire Emblem content. I think they deserve more than that. These games deserve a remake in terms of a Let's Play, made with current day production standards. That's what I think, and that's what I want to do. And I'm not talking about doing this in 6 months, or a year, or whenever I have the time for it. I'm never gonna have the time for it. I'm gonna have to make time for it. This is something that I would ideally like to start doing at once. We're talking releasing the first part of my remastered Let's Play of, you know, one of the old school games in a couple days. You know, side by side with my Echoes Let's Play, of course. I'm not gonna stop doing Echoes. I'm not gonna stop doing character spotlights or stop doing any of my new projects that I'm currently doing on the channel, but we're talking about taking a chunk of the time that I spend on YouTube and editing and dedicating that towards remastering some of my old Let's Plays, which are in dire need of being remastered. So this is where your comments come into play. I really genuinely want to hear what you guys have to say regarding this issue. And please be honest. I want you to tell me, do you think that this is a good idea, or do you think that it's a bad idea? Is this something that you would consider progressive or regressive? I hate using those terms normally, but they fit the current setting. Some might feel that I'm going back to the past and not focusing on the future, while others might feel that it's a great idea, and I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this, so please leave a comment below if you're interested in sharing your opinion. I will, as I said, be reading every single comment that gets posted on this video, and if you have any questions, I will reply to them. Granted, like, it's a serious question, not just a joke question. So yeah, please let me know what you think. It's gonna be a big decision for me either way. Now, I will say that the game that I most strongly feel like playing at the moment is Fire Emblem 7. It is the game that I haven't played the longest on the channel of the Game Boy Advance games, and it is generally one of the first Game Boy Advance games that newer players will look up, because normally when they're done with their first 3DS game, they will ask, what game should I play now? And mostly people will recommend Fire Emblem 7 because it has a tutorial, it has a good story, it was the first Fire Emblem game available in the West. It's basically like the first Fire Emblem game for many people, and it is the game that I would most be interested in playing. But I'm not just talking about remastering one Let's Play, I am talking about remastering all of them. I'm talking about going back to play Fire Emblem 7, Fire Emblem 6, maybe Fire Emblem 8, even though Fire Emblem 8 was pretty recent and it's a lot better than the two former ones. Going back to play Fire Emblem 5, I really think a replay of Terracia 776 is in order, especially now that it has been getting a lot of attention lately with the remake of Gaiden. People have started to get more and more curious about Terracia 776, it would appear to me. I'm seeing a lot of like questions in Fort Mangs. People go like, oh, what about Terracia 776? Should I play this or should I not play this? Same with Fire Emblem 4. People seem really, really interested in Fire Emblem 4, especially I think since Echoes being such a good game, people now expect them to remake Fire Emblem 4 or Fire Emblem 6 next, so they're getting more curious about those games now and actually seek out those games more. And I can actually say that what actually triggered this entire video was that I was actually talking to Lottie, and Lottie told me that, you know, she really wanted to watch a good Fire Emblem 4 Let's Play, but she couldn't watch mine because the sound quality was so low. And I I totally agree with her. I was like, no, I wouldn't watch that either. It sucks. But it's true. You know, it's sad that, you know, you actually want to watch a Fire Emblem 4 Let's Play, yet the one I have on my channel is not good enough. You know, obviously the Pick My Edits one is of higher quality, but that's the Pick My Edits. That's not what you want to watch your first time around. So yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to say in this MangsCam talk. Thank you so much for watching. This is a very important video, and I really hope that you share your opinions in the comment section below. Thank you so much. I'll be informing you guys very, very shortly what I decide to do. I guess you'll just see. If a video of an old school Let's Play comes out, you'll know. But yeah, let me know. Goodbye.